the depths of YouTube, beyond the reach of trending lists and popular feeds, exist channels so strange and frightening that they challenge everything we know about the world around us. Hi, my name is Victor, and I am the author and host of the channel Scary Mysterious Videos. In 2018, a YouTube channel named Kate Yap suddenly appeared, quickly attracting a large audience and becoming a sensation. Viewers were immediately intrigued by the strange behavior of its host. She consumed a huge amount of food in a short time, rarely said anything on camera, and always wore a mask. Moreover, soon viewers began to notice bruises on her hands and lips, and, in the background of some videos, faint, almost indistinguishable commands could be heard, like "faster," "just eat," and "come on, hurry up." In one of the videos, a girl loses several teeth while eating but continues to eat as if nothing happened. The climax of all of these were suspicious signals sent by Kate in some videos that resembled hidden calls for help, which seriously alarmed most of her audience. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, let's try to figure out who is Kate Yap and what is the reason for the phenomenal popularity of her channel. The Kate Yap channel is a striking representative of the mukbang genre, which is all about eating a massive amount of food on camera. It first became popular in Asian countries, where such videos managed to attract millions of viewers. On March 11, 2018, a channel called Kate Yap was launched. At first, it didn't stand out among the many others of its kind. The girl simply ate in front of the camera, as do dozens of other video bloggers of the mukbang genre. However, soon her videos began to not just attract attention, they began to seriously confuse and at times even frighten their viewers. On June 21, 2019, Kate posted a new clip that at first glance seemed no different from the others, but only at first glance. Attentive subscribers noticed several disturbing details in the video. At the 5th minute, Kate starts moving her hand in a strange way, tapping her fingers on the edge of the plate as if trying to signal something, perhaps in Morse code or some similar system. Then, at the 12th minute, an indistinct whisper can be heard in the background. At first, these details might seem coincidental, but at the 17th minute, a strange caption appears. "The meat is so delicious, soft and tender." If you look closer, it becomes apparent that several letters in these words are capitalized, and when put together, they form the word SOS, an international distress signal. Going back to the beginning of the video, you can see that Kate has bruises on her hand and clear injuries on her lip. Later, in November 2019, the channel released a now-deleted video titled "I Lose My Tooth During This Meal." Indeed, in this video, Kate loses 2 teeth at once, while devouring another portion of food. The incident itself was very unusual, but what alarmed fans even more was the fact that she seemed to ignore it, and just kept eating. For many, this was a chilling hint that such incidents might not be the first for her. All these details deeply worried Kate Young's subscribers. They immediately began to develop various theories, trying to understand what was really happening, and if they could help the mysterious girl. However, Kate suddenly disabled comments on her videos, leaving her fans completely puzzled and unable to ask questions. Sometime later, a new video titled "I Am Alive" was released, and attentive viewers once again found a hidden message. Throughout the video, captions appear with the first letters highlighted in bold, and when combined, they formed the word "help." After that, most subscribers were convinced that Kate was being held hostage. However, soon she left a message for her viewers. "Everything is okay for me. Nobody forcing me to eat and I have any health problem. These marks on my arms are caused by the sun, just like this wound on my lip, usually called herpes labialis. I love what I do, be sure." However, as you can imagine, people were not convinced by such an explanation at all. They continued to watch each of Kate's videos carefully, searching for new clues. In several videos, viewers heard someone in the background, seemingly urging her on, giving quiet commands in a whisper. While it was difficult to determine whether it was actually a voice or just background noise, the viewer's anxiety only grew stronger. In one of the following videos, Kate writes, "Nobody is here. While I am recording video, I'm alone at home." However, despite her attempts to dispel the baseless rumors, many remained convinced that she was being held against her will. Reddit users continue to discuss the strange transformations happening with the host of the Kate Yap channel, trying to figure out her identity. During these endless discussions, the main theories began to take shape, each claiming to solve Kate's mystery. One theory suggested that the host was Joanna, a Polish UFC fighter. Supporters of this version pointed to similarities in the facial features of Kate and Joanna, as well as the idea that bruises on her arms and the injured lip might be a result of her performances in the ring. However, there is little point in seriously discussing this theory, as Joanna herself completely refuted this information, stating that she would not be able to stay in sports if she regularly consumed such an amount of food. Moreover, Joanna lacks the tattoo that can be seen on Kate's arm. Another widespread theory suggested that Kate Yap was a girl named Carly Gusset, who went missing on October 13th, 2018. The case gained traction and was actively discussed on various true crime channels. Again, users found similarities in the facial features of the two girls, leading them to think Carly had been kidnapped and used in mukbang videos. However, Kate Yap's first video was released on April 23rd, 2018, several months before Carly's disappearance, making this theory impossible. Nonetheless, it could be argued that Kate Yap's identity was eventually discovered. In one of the videos, attentive viewers noticed a cup with the logo of a famous French escape room called Challenge the Room. On their official Facebook page, you can find photos of almost all visitors. And in one of the pictures there is a girl named Kate Yap with her friends. Her facial features were similar to those of the channel host, and in one photo, a tattoo could be seen on her arm, in the same place and of the same size as Kate's mysterious tattoo. Interestingly, after this discovery, the photo of the girl was removed from the Challenge the Room page. Despite all this, the kidnapping theory remained dominant in discussions about Kate Yap and everything related to the channel. However, I personally find the more plausible explanation is that her behavior is the result of an eating disorder. Kate's thinness, despite consuming massive amounts of food, led some to suspect that she suffers from bulimia. Additionally, in her videos, a toothbrush was repeatedly noticed strapped to her right hand. And, as is known, people with bulimia often use a toothbrush to induce vomiting and then clean their teeth. Whatever the case may be, in October 2019, Kate Yap posted another video, after which she disappeared from YouTube for a long time. Moreover, on May 14, 2020, an article and obituary reporting her death appeared on Facebook and Twitter. However, it was soon revealed that the news of her death was a hoax, and in 2022, Kate suddenly returned to YouTube. The new videos were a little different from the previous ones, but most viewers concluded that it was still the same girl, now sporting facial piercings. In one of the new videos, Kate addressed those who had worried about her all these years, writing, "I'm the only person in this place, no one else. I'm not kidnapped, tortured, or forced to eat, so please stop circulating this rumor. Look at me. I'm very well. I always have a good appetite." However, in the new videos, viewers once again found strange messages. Capital letters once again formed the word SOS. Mysterious whispers could be heard periodically, and each video ended with a loud heartbeat sound, intensifying the eerie atmosphere. The reaction from her subscribers was mixed. By that point, many had grown tired of the conspiracy theories surrounding the channel and increasingly concluded that they were simply being misled with artificially induced mystery. After all, there are hundreds of mukbang channels on YouTube, and only a few achieve such popularity. Kate seems to have found a way to stand out and attract attention. Her most popular video gathered as many as 26 million views, partly because viewers rewatched it over and over, trying to find new hidden messages and clues. Personally, I still believe that Kate most likely suffers from an eating disorder, probably bulimia. It is likely that her disappearance at the peak of the channel's popularity was due to undergoing a long course of therapy. Treatment for bulimia usually requires a strict diet and prolonged psychotherapy, which can take a lot of time. As for the mask she always wears in her videos, it's probably because Kate doesn't want friends and acquaintances to know about her condition. However, I must admit that at first the story of her possible abduction seemed quite plausible, allowing Kate to draw significant attention to herself. Of course, none of the theories have managed to definitively solve the mystery of Kate Yap. No one, including me, can give a definitive answer to the question, was this all a hoax, flirt with the audience, or a desperate cry for help? However, one thing we can definitely do is thank Kate for the unusual, disturbing, and captivating mystery she created, which makes us come back to it again and again. I hope you will also return to our channel for more mysteries that awaken the mind and emotions. Stay with us. Subscribe to Scary Mysteries videos right now. Immerse yourself in the unknown and become part of the revelation. Uncover the hidden.